Hello, welcome everyone. Kunimitsu here. Um, you already read the title of this video. You know exactly what I'm going to talk about. So let's not beat around the bush. So, a teacher from a school was, it appears to be removed from a classroom recently for making a harmless joke on TikTok. Now, let me explain. Because I watched the video in question that everybody's having a hissy fit over, and it's literally not that bad. She said that she had lost the American flag that once stood in her classroom because when she was packing stuff away, she lost it somewhere in her packages and couldn't find it. Literally couldn't find it. Didn't know where it went. So she just posted TikTok, just said a funny moment, like, oh, haha, this is the funny thing that happened at work today. Literally just that. No different than any other teacher does. And she just said that a student came up to her, asked her, well, it's kind of weird that we don't have a flag in the classroom, that we're pledging allegiance to nothing. So she pretty much just made a joke being like, well, we have a flag right over here. We could pledge allegiance to that. And it was a pride flag. Obviously, if you watch that video, it's a joke. But of course, people got to have an issue with anything because you can't joke anymore. You can't joke no more about nothing. You just can't. Jokes aren't allowed. Jokes aren't allowed on Jokes are not allowed on the woke side, and jokes are not allowed on the conservative side either. You can't please either side. You're gonna make them angry. They're always gonna have something to complain about. They're always gonna have something to whine about. And it's honestly just at this point, it's just tiring. Seeing the same thing over and over again. Yes, this lady made a joke about a pride flag. Literally. Y'all are so angry. Y'all throwing a hissy fit because she jokingly said, let's pledge allegiance to a pride flag. Not even being serious. You can tell she's joking. She's laughing the whole time in the video. That's it. That's literally it. That's what you all are angry at. A joke from a TikTok video. You can't please people, nobody. You can't please nobody anymore. You can't please nobody anymore. Because you say one thing, even if you say it in a joking manner, even if you that's the difference with people nowadays versus people back then. People back then could take a joke. They could take a joke. And it wasn't something that needed it wasn't something that needed to be worried about. Yes, there was the occasional person that was offended. And obviously, yeah, we should take people into account when they are offended. With that being said, when there's no actual issue, no actual harm, there's nothing you need to be offended by. Literally nothing. It's a joke. These are the same people that got angry because Harry Styles was on a magazine and wore a dress. These are the same people that got angry every time Little Nas does something, and he literally, this is the funniest thing ever. People are so quick, like particularly the conservative side of Twitter and other websites are so quick to jump on Little Nas. But if you actually look at his activity and look at what he's doing, he minds his business. He don't pick on nobody. He don't hurt nobody. He doesn't say nothing to nobody. He literally lives his life. And y'all are pressed by that. Y'all are pressed by that. And it's hilarious too. Because it's so funny how y'all are going to be so angry over everything. Y'all are angry over this woman jokingly pointing at a pride flag. Ooh, y'all's homophobia is jumping out. Y'all's homophobia is jumping out. And let's not forget. Let's not forget let's not forget back to Lil Nas. Let's not forget what y'all put him through. My goodness. Like it is. Like, what is the issue? Like, that's what I'm genuinely trying to understand. What is the actual issue people have with it? Because people, you get angry over every little thing. Every little thing you get angry about. You get angry when gay people do well and are put on pedestals. Oh, why? Because y'all. Why? Because because they're not in the background no more. Because they're not hidden to the side no more. Oh, right. Because we're actually doing what we're supposed to do. You know, working our way to the top just like y'all did. Like literally, what is the issue with a lot of these things you complain about? First, y'all complain about Harry Styles in a dress. Why? Y'all say, "Oh, he's trying to force femininity on me." No, he's not. All he said was, "Wear what you want. Wear what you want." If you're a masculine man who wants to wear men, men's clothing, then do that. If you're a feminine woman who wants to wear feminine clothing, do that. If you're a masculine woman who wants to wear masculine clothing, do that. If you're a feminine man who wants to wear feminine clothing, do that. That's literally all he said about the thing. That's literally all he said in there, and people threw a hissy fit saying, "Bring back manly men." And then y'all try to repeat that same thing over and over again with that Muppet Babies episode, which I'm not going to touch on again because I already have a whole video on that. But let me just say this. I find it real funny that y'all are getting upset. I find it ironic, actually, that y'all are getting upset at a show called Muppet Babies when it seems the real babies are y'all. That's what it is. And then you guys get angry. You guys get angry as can be when you when you get angry as can be when Lil Nas put out that video a while back, Montero. There were people getting angry saying this is promoting Satanism, promoting this, and that, when if you actually watch the video, it's not glorifying that at all. In fact, he kills the devil in the video. Did y'all miss that part of the video? Did y'all miss the part where he literally killed the devil? Goodness gracious. Because y'all missed that part of the video where, yeah. And on top of that, what I find extremely funny about people getting mad about that video is you're the same people that for centuries have been saying LGBTQIA plus people are going to burn in hell, and y'all are still trying to push that thing. But then when a gay person actually does a video showing that, all of a sudden you get pissed. Oh, why? Because you can't use it against us no more? Because you can't use it as a weapon no more? Because you can't put us down no more? No, baby. He's not pushing any sort of narrative. He's just reclaiming back that power that y'all tried to take away from us centuries ago. And you know what I find so funny? There are so many people I see online swearing on their life, swearing that, like, they're swearing this person's a pedophile, this person's a pedophile. And why? Because they're gay? Newsflash, baby, there's a big difference between the two. Huge difference. Not even close to the same thing. And you know what is real ironic about that statement? About saying this person's a pedophile, this person's a pedophile, this person is. What's so ironic is the same people who are saying these things are the same people that have literal centuries worth of that type of behavior. Literally, do we forget? Do we forget Catholic priests have a literal history of doing this stuff? Did we forget? Did we forget about that? No, we shouldn't forget about that, because y'all are the same people that will do every single thing to tear other people down. But why is it every single time you tear down that part of the community, all of a sudden, 90% of the time, most of them are gay. Most of them are those things they're accusing people of doing. Literally. Literally. But you guys have history, a history long thing, like centuries long thing of bullying. Like, you wonder why we don't trust. We don't trust a lot of them. Why we don't trust a lot of religious folk? Because of behavior like this. Because that same behavior of them wanting us. The same behavior like the same behavior. What is that?
It's a kitty cat. Hi. Hi, baby. Huh?
All right. What was I saying? Yes, like literal century long of putting us down, of saying that we need to be put to death, of saying that we need to be put through electroshock therapy, of saying that we need to be castrated because of who we are, that we need to be arrested because of who we are, that we need to go to mental institutions because of who we are. Literally. Literally. You guys act like you have a perfectly clean history, that you never hurt nobody. You never hurt nobody. You never do this. You act like you're so peaceful, this, and this, and you're really not. A lot of y'all get on my damn nerves, to be honest. Because y'all, literally, you're the same people that will say the woke will complain about things, which don't get me wrong, they got their problems too. But y'all are just as bad. You all are just as bad. Literally, y'all are just as bad. Do I have to mention the history of what y'all put us through? Do we have to point out what we went through as citizens before we got our rights back? Before we got to live as ourselves, free, before we got to be ourselves? We were often told we were the villains. We were often told we were mentally ill. We were often told many things, that we should go through painful things because of who we are. Literally. And you know what I am so sick and tired of hearing? I am so sick and tired of hearing the same argument over and over and over again. I'm just so tired of hearing that we need to be this way. We need to be this way. We need to be more discreet. That we need to be more patient. We need to just understand where you're coming from. Well, guess what, baby? We did understand where you're coming from. And guess what? You know where that led us? That led us to get beat on the street. That led us to be arrested for being who we are. That led us to going through many harmful things that have negative consequences on the mental brain. You wonder why we have all these things. It's because a lot of us are kicked out of our own homes for being who we are. A lot of us are shamed for who we are. A lot of us are shamed for being what we are. A lot of us are bullied for being who we are. Like literally, we go through hell. We go through hell just to live how we want to live. And I'm sorry, but we do have every right to be angry whenever we see the same stuff over and over and over again. It's the same conversation over and over and over again. It's the same people. Like y'all wonder why we get angry, why we get violent, why we get this, because we have to. Because we literally don't have a choice a lot of the time. A lot of the time we don't have a choice. A lot of the times we're forced to do that. And it sucks that that's where we have to be who we are. And another thing I'm tired of, I'm so tired of seeing the same people online that sees a character of any kind introduced in media, and because they are not the standard, all of a sudden they're pandering to this audience. They're pandering to this audience. Why is it a character who just so happens to be something that's not the norm, always said to just be pandering? Y'all did that same stuff to Miles Morales when he first came out. Everybody was saying he's pandering. Everybody was saying he was garbage. And now look at him now. He rose above that. And y'all had no reason to even go after him in the first place. And now people are getting upset. And now people are getting upset about Tim Drake being bi. And I don't really see the problem. It changes literally nothing in the story at all. Nothing in the story changes. He's still the same character he was from beginning to end. And that's not going to change. And people are triggered over that. And it really gets on my nerves when y'all speak for us, saying how we should feel about certain topics, how we should feel about this, and that, when we just want genuine representation. Are there people who absolutely make these kinds of characters for the sake of pandering? Absolutely. Absolutely, every time. Every time I'll acknowledge it. There are people who do that. There are people who will take those kind of things, will use it to show, to get those little brownie points and not give a crap about any of the communities they're trying to represent. There are people like that. But we ain't talking about those people. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about the characters that are introduced that don't fall into that and are characters, and they still get the same thing. Oh, this is pandering. I'm so sick and tired of shoving this down my throat. Well, guess what? How many Disney movies do you know that end with a straight kiss? How many movies do you know where you can see a character openly express his or her straight orientation without any issue whatsoever, but the instance the character expresses their orientation as a gay person, all of a sudden it's a problem. All of a sudden it's shoving it down your throat. All of a sudden this, just say you're a homophobe and move on. Literally, it's nothing hard. Just say you're a homophobe and move on. Just say you're transphobic and move on. Just say you're a racist and move on. Like, literally. Just say it. Because it's the same argument over and over again with no proof, no facts, nothing. Sorry for this longer rant. I really wanted to get that off my chest. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm probably doing more videos like this in the future. And hopefully you guys like it, because I really do love giving my opinions on things. So this is Kunimitsu signing out.
Toodaloo.